This is my jagged journey to the mountaintop. It began a long time ago in Asheville, North Carolina. I was born to a family with two older brothers. It was a family that spent a lot of time outdoors, camping, hiking in the woods, basically exploring the Blue Ridge Mountains that surrounded our home. Our parents separated when I was 9 and divorced 5 years later, and although we lived with mom, we kept a strong relationship with our dad. My mom's family couldn't afford to send her to college, and so she was only able to scrape together enough for 1 year of college. Dad did get a bachelor's degree, but he did so on the GI Bill as a married man with young children. Education was something they both valued, but they had no idea how to guide us through it. So when I was 18 and graduating high school and I was accepted at my dream school, UNC Chapel Hill, everyone was excited. But when I got there, I was overwhelmed. It was too big. It was too much. I felt lost and alone. I persisted for a couple of years and then I dropped out. Spent several years back in Asheville living with my mom, going from job to job, until in 1993 I made a leap to move back to the Triangle to go back to school. That same year, I connected with my high school crush, who had also just moved back to the Triangle to pursue a master's degree. We married in 1998. Paul valued education. He knew it was important for me to finish. He encouraged and supported me in going back. And in December 2000, I received my bachelor's degree in psychology from Meredith College. And from there, I went on to get a master's degree in rehabilitation psychology and counseling back at UNC. I went to work for an organ donor organization, and things were pretty good for us, except Paul and I longed to be back in our beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains. Every time we would go visit family, we would nearly cry seeing the mountains fade in our rearview mirror. And Paul was a computer engineer in the fast-paced telecommunications industry. He was working 60, 70, 80 hours a week, traveling a lot. He was stressed and unhappy, and so he was applying for jobs anywhere, including teaching positions in Western North Carolina. And then came the year that changed everything. In April 2004, I gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, 6 weeks premature. A week later, Paul went for an interview at Western Carolina University. To our surprise, he was offered the job. But we were scared. We had this tiny 4-pound baby now. Paul had just started a lucrative job elsewhere. This would mean a pay cut, a move, uprooting our lives, Maya trying to find a new job. So he turned it down. And then he got sick. Halloween weekend 2004. We were taking our baby for her first camping trip, and Paul became very sick with fever and excruciating pain. This set off a whole 9-month ordeal of his being deathly ill with a systemic staph infection. He had to watch from the couch or a hospital bed as our little one took her first steps and navigated her first year. He endured multiple surgeries, repeated hospitalizations, and daily IV infusions. Several times, I nearly lost him. Through all of this, we realized life is short, and everything can change in an instant. Miraculously, the job at WCU was posted again. This time, we wasted no time. We leapt. We sold our house in Raleigh, we quit our jobs, and we bought a log cabin in our beloved mountains. And we entered higher ed. Paul started a doctoral program at Clemson. I started teaching psychology at Southwestern Community College. And I found that teaching suited me. I remembered that years before, when I was at Meredith College, after leading a class discussion, uh, another student slipped me a note that said, "You should be a professor. You teach well." I've kept it all these years because I discovered I am good at teaching, and I love teaching. I love higher ed. I love being a part of student success stories. So we settled into our mountain life. Our second child was born. We spent time doing the things we loved. We lived according to what we value: being with family, outdoors, teaching, learning, helping others. I moved into working with students with disabilities, and then from community college to the university. Paul earned his PhD with our children watching. There were setbacks and steps forward. Setbacks including a toxic workplace, a stop out, a pandemic, family members and relationships lost. And steps forward, another master's degree, a grant writing job, continued teaching, and a return. And now I feel that I'm back where I belong, helping college students overcome barriers to achieve success. I have a supportive supervisor, great colleagues, and amazing staff. My firstborn is a rising junior at NC State. My second child is a rising junior at the early college high school. My parents live close by so that we can take care of each other. We live in the place we love, doing the things we love with meaningful work. And I am ready. I am ready to take the next step in living my motto. It is never too late to be what you might have been.